Now at 9, authorities warn area businesses about counterfeit cash floating around. Plus a chance for Carthage residents to give their opinions on the most needed projects around the city. And we'll check in on Pitt State's Silverback fundraising campaign.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. The Pittsburgh area law officers caution businesses to be on the lookout for funny money. Police say a counterfeiter has been targeting a number of businesses in the area. KOAM's Melissa Alexis talked with a Pittsburgh business owner who was a victim and wants to warn other local businesses so they are not out of their hard-earned money.
Trying to cheat somebody, like we are working hard for our money.
Al Patel is the owner of Pitt Discount Liquor in Pittsburgh, and their business received a fake $100 bill.
And you can just see like it is a plain paper, and the size wise also it is like a 1 centimeter smaller than the regular $100 bill.
Patel says the counterfeiters cause businesses to lose twice: their merchandise and their cash.
We lose our product and we lose our cash, like because whatever we are giving cash back, we are losing that also.
Jonathan Lynch is a detective at the Pittsburgh Police Department, and he says these counterfeit bills cause local businesses to take a big financial hit, as police departments aren't able to reimburse businesses that fall victim to counterfeit money.
For a small business especially, because $100 could make or break the lights being on tomorrow.
He says counterfeit bills have become more undetectable over the years.
As technology gets better, bad guys have access to technology, and it makes it easier for them to counterfeit.
To detect a fake bill, Detective Lynch says it's important to make sure the bill is not completely smooth and to check the watermark while holding the bill up to the light. Reporting in Pittsburgh, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
Detective Lynch recommends that businesses invest time in educating their employees on what fake bills look and feel like to help businesses avoid losing money. Well, meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney joins us now with a first look at weather.
Temperatures are well below average for this time of year, getting down to about 76 out in Joplin, but our overnight low dropping down to the mid to lower 60s across the region. Temperatures 74 out in Stockton, 75 in Pittsburgh, 79 in Grove, still about 80 degrees out in Jay. So most of us are starting to dip down to those mid 70 degree temperatures. But like I said, getting down to the lower 60s for an overnight low. That's well below our average, nearly 10 degrees below what we normally see for an overnight low at this time. And we can thank the morning showers brought with a cold front. So we got a little bit of rain, about half an inch to an inch of rainfall, but luckily we've got more in the forecast later on this weekend. I'll have those details in just a bit.
Thanks, Lindsay. Well, Jasper County authorities respond to an overturned semi today carrying a fruitful cargo. It happened around 6:30 this morning near the village of Fidelity, Missouri. While the driver was not injured, the trailer's cargo, 38,000 pounds of grapes, was compromised in the crash. So the entire load had to be offloaded into dumpsters and hauled away. Cleanup on the crash lasted until just after 11 a.m. and backed traffic up for at least 6 miles. The city of Carthage, Missouri is looking for public input as they apply for a community development block grant. The city today held a public hearing where residents could voice their thoughts on the biggest needs in the community. One plan the city proposed would replace 5,000 feet of sidewalks in the downtown area, costing an estimated $937,000.
Well, improving sidewalks improves mobility and accessibility for everyone, whether they're the richest person in town or the poorest person in town, because eventually everyone gets out of their car and walks. So it makes it easier for them to get out of their car and walk if the sidewalk is, available, if it's usable.
At least 51% of the funds must be used to benefit low and moderate income residents. Pittsburgh University Silverback campaign has entered into its month of giving. Anthony Saviello has more on what donations are used for and how they benefit the school.
The month of giving is extremely important for us to have success in the classroom, on the court, field, pitch, anything like that.
Not every student athlete can be given a full ride, But the Silverback campaign at PSU is doing something about that.
We're donating straight to our student-athlete scholarships. And this helps their financial burdens. This helps with our office campus housing, their books, their scholarships, their tuition. This helps in all of those aspects to take care of our student-athletes the best that we can.
The campaign has entered its month of giving, but already had a jump start through PSU President Dan Shipp golfing around the four-state area to raise money.
It's been awesome. It's been tremendous. It's been great support, and even people who have helped, they've helped us financially. They've shown up at games. They've prepared with their blackout shirts, their Silverback blackout shirts. It's really just, the support has been tremendous in all aspects of athletics.
Donations can be targeted towards a specific sport, or they can go into the Silverback Fund, which is an easy way for them to be dispersed throughout all sports. But money isn't the only way people can give.
There's no parameters or box that we're going to put you in. We would just like you to give and support and join us for the kickoff party, and join us for the August 31st, and then when volleyball starts up and when soccer starts up. So we're just really kicking off the sports seasons in the school year with the month of giving.
Reporting in Pittsburgh, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
The Silverback campaign will end with the football home opener on August 31st. Well, 9 little students graduate with some big honors today. Kiddos at the Community Support Services of Missouri Early Learning Center will take the big step from preschool to kindergarten thanks to their hard efforts. One student even knows what she wants to be when she grows up.
I want to be a doctor when I grow up because my daddy had a hurt back before, and I gave him crutches, and that really helped.
I really hope for our kids is that they become happy, healthy adults who are members of society that show love and care to everyone, that they remember the lessons that they learned here, that there are differences in all of us, and those differences can be celebrated.
The center provides quality child care to children from birth through 12 years old. Well, coming up, tech at the doctor's office.
It's not exactly a robot doctor, but a new healthcare AI is helping to lower costs. I'm Eben Brown in Miami. I'll have that story straight ahead.
A commonly prescribed nausea drug may be a new tool against the spread of breast cancer. Scientists at Rockefeller University found a link between breast cancer cells and sensory neurons that release a signal triggering the cancer to travel to other parts of the body. The scientists found the drug, called aprepitant, can disrupt that process in mice, and it paves the way for human trials and other potential therapies. E-cigarettes are the most common tobacco products used by teens, with real dangers to their health. But a study in JAMA found the text message intervention programs can help teens quit successfully. An automatic program sent interactive texts to teens to support them after they committed to quit, and improved results by 10% compared to a control group. The researchers say it could be a cost-effective treatment method that's simple to scale broadly. The inflation crisis is hitting healthcare particularly hard, prompting new AI-based solutions. Fox's Eben Brown has more.
Americans are still feeling pressure from inflation almost everywhere they spend their money, including healthcare. Much of that pressure is coming in the form of new regulations and red tape from insurance companies, forcing providers to spend more on clerical tasks. But now there is a high-tech solution. Thoughtful is an AI company focusing on streamlining the work process for healthcare, giving doctors more time and money to spend on their patients.
You can hire an AI agent to do these repetitive, boring tasks like submit claims to insurance companies, so healthcare providers get paid more faster.
Almost 15% of claims submitted to insurance companies by doctors are rejected due to errors, and that costs providers and patients millions of dollars each year. Thoughtful says their AI can file claims with no mistakes.
In the long run, AI is going to help lower prices. It's very deflationary. And with a U.S. healthcare system that's 18% of U.S. GDP, we think this is mission critical.
There are concerns that too much AI could result in an overly computerized world and lead to massive layoffs. Thoughtful says there will be some job losses in the short term, but they're expected to be replaced with higher paying positions.
These roles are the current telephone operators. Where did they go? They went to customer support and technical support jobs, higher value work, helping again focus on the customer.
And the AI healthcare marketplace was worth $16 billion last year. In Miami, Eben Brown, Fox News.
Well, Lindsay is next with a complete look at your forecast, and later what a new shot clock rule means for high school basketball in Missouri.
Well, it's finally getting a little bit cooler out there, especially for the weekend. Plus, we finally get some rain chances as well. Taking a look outside downtown Joplin from the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. Winds have let up a little bit, so we're not seeing a breeze out there, but mostly cloudy or partly cloudy skies tonight. Overall, not so bad. We had a few showers earlier today, and you can see maybe an isolated shower or two popping up as remnants of the front that passed this morning, but it really knocked our heat risk down quite a bit, especially in those northern counties. This is for tomorrow. Then we move into Saturday, completely out of any type of heat risk for our area, at least through Saturday. Unfortunately, Sunday goes right back up with temperatures starting to climb back up into the upper 80s. But until then, tomorrow getting up to about 82, 83 in Joplin, 81 in Pittsburgh, Fort Scott, 77 in Yates Center, 78 in Iola. Still a little bit warmer out in those southern counties, 85 and J86 in Veneta Grove. Not so bad though. I mean, it could be worse. We could be seeing those 100-degree temperatures like we were last week. But even through Saturday, cooler than that. Everybody is in that 79 to 82 degree range. So low 80s, upper 70s through Saturday. It's going to be really nice. And then winds start to shift back out of the south, but pretty light breeze. So we're really not seeing a big threat for any type of heat or severe weather, but we are getting rain, which I know we've definitely been needing some rain. Maybe a shower passing Friday afternoon, but likely models aren't really too coherent on that. So we're definitely going to be focusing on the rain showers that we're definitely seeing on Saturday. Starting about 7 a.m., they start to shift into the southern counties. This is also in addition to just the cooler temperature that we're seeing. The cool rain showers in the morning help bring those temperatures down as well. So you see an isolated shower or two, maybe some scattered showers in the southern counties through Saturday morning, and then isolated showers until mid-afternoon. Then we move into Sunday. Might see some heavier rain. Saturday's not going to be a ton of accumulation, but you can start to see some of those stronger rain showers pushing in. Maybe a thunderstorm or two. Definitely heavy rainfall on Sunday. This is about 12:30, moving into central counties, maybe into Joplin as well, right around noon to 1 p.m. That's where we're going to see most of the rainfall accumulation is definitely on Sunday. Heavier rain showers for most of the day. Like I said, Saturday, not seeing a ton of accumulation across the region, maybe a quarter of an inch. But as we move into Sunday, nearly up to 2 inches as those rain showers are pushing in. But by the time they get to those central counties, an inch and a half. So we're getting a good amount of accumulation, at least through the weekend, but we have more chances of rain starting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Temperatures do start to climb back up into the upper mid to lower 90s through the end of next week.
All right, I'm enjoying these 80s. Temperatures it can stay like this for the entire month for all I care.
Today was fantastic. I enjoyed it.
And there was a little bit of breeze. It felt good.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. Well, coming up, the rising cost of cars.
If you think it costs a lot to buy a car these days, what about repairing it or insuring it? I'm Jeff Flock with the Fox Business Network in Philadelphia, and I'll have the story, not a good one, when we come back.
Financial aid forms are going to roll out late this year for many college students. Again, the 2025-26 free application for federal student aid will be released October 1st. But that's only for some students. For others, it'll roll out over the next 2 months. It's supposed to be ready for everyone by December 1st. The Department of Education says this is so it can test changes made to the form. Some Delta Airlines passengers whose flights were canceled when the airline's operations were impacted due to a global tech outage have sued Delta in a class action. The lawsuit accuses Delta of refusing to refund passengers or issuing only conditional refunds amid mass cancellations. Delta did not fully recover its operations over the weekend of the outage, though its competitors did. The average price of a new car is up more than $10,000 compared to before the pandemic. Fox Business correspondent Jeff Flock is at a dealership in Philadelphia with more.
This is where much of America buys its cars, especially these days. Not a big fancy new car dealership, but a used car lot. This is Eugene's Auto Sales and Repair in Philadelphia. Eugene's without the E, by the way. And this because the cost of a new car pretty high. Take a look at these numbers. $48,000, the average transaction price for a new car right now. That has been stable, but about $11,000 more than it was pre-pandemic. And that, of course, is just the half of it. What about maintaining and repairing your car? According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, latest numbers show an increase of 6% year over year. And what about insurance? Have you seen that bill lately? That's up about 20% year over year. Why? Well, new cars and old cars these days cost a lot more to repair. And of course, those costs increase starting with the guys doing the repairing.
Mechanic wages were about $60 per hour 10 years ago. Now they start at $140 an hour. The average is $150 in Philadelphia, $175 to $200 for luxury cars, and at Tesla, $225 an hour.
And something else to keep an eye on, if you've got a big repair or maybe you get behind on higher insurance premiums, it's possible you get behind on your loan. Auto loan delinquencies Q4 of 2021 were around 5%, almost 5%. Now, in the first quarter of this year, they've gone up to 8%. Kind of a bad spiral there. In Philadelphia at Eugene's Auto Sales and Repair, I'm Jeff Flock with the Fox Business Network.
Up next, we'll check out the opening day of a new giant panda exhibit at the San Diego Zoo. It's pandemonium at the San Diego Zoo today. The first giant pandas to enter the United States in 21 years went on display there this afternoon. Excited kids stood in line to meet the pair. California's newest celebrity couple went on exhibit for the first time at the new Panda Ridge installment at the zoo.
It is about people to people, not just panda to panda. At the end of the day, what this is really about is all of us. It's about the fact we share this same short moment in life.
This is the first time pandas have been on display at the San Diego Zoo since 2019, and they're currently the only giant pandas in the U.S. Officials say their presence demonstrates the feelings of goodwill between the U.S. and China. We're happy to have them. Well, 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports is coming your way. Donald Trump agrees to 3 presidential debates, but will Kamala Harris accept the offer? Plus, we check in on the long road to recovery for the Hawaiian town of Lahaina, 1 year after devastating fires.
You're watching the 4 states' most watched news.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. Donald Trump and Kamala Harris have reportedly agreed to debate each other on September 10th. The former president proposed 2 more debates while speaking to reporters this afternoon. Fox News correspondent Caroline Shively reports.
Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump held public events Thursday afternoon. Harris held a campaign rally for members of the United Auto Workers in Michigan.
That's what our campaign is about. We love our country. We believe in our country. We believe in each other. We believe in the collective.
While Trump spoke to reporters at his private club in Florida.
We have somebody that hasn't received 1 vote for president, and she's running, and that's fine with me. But we were given Joe Biden, and now we're given somebody else.
Trump pointed out that Harris has yet to face the media since President Biden dropped out and left her as the Democratic nominee.
I think that the press should be demanding interviews now that the Veep drama is over. Where does she stand on the expiring Trump tax cuts next year? Where does he stand on China and Taiwan? We don't know.
President Biden was trailing Trump nationally and in most swing state polls, but the race seems to be tightening in some states now that Harris is the nominee. On Thursday, the Cook Political Report moved the swing states of Arizona, Nevada, and Georgia from leans Republican to toss-up.
This is going to be a very close election, make no mistake about it.
The Real Clear Politics average of polls shows Trump and Harris separated by only half a percentage point. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
Now, investigators continue to dig into a suspected terror plot aimed at an upcoming Taylor Swift concert. Officials in Austria say the target was one of 3 shows Swift was set to play in Vienna. Nearly 200,000 people were expected over the next 3 days, but all 3 shows are now canceled. Well, Tropical Storm Debbie is bringing a new round of heavy rainfall and flooding to the East Coast. The storm made landfall again in South Carolina this morning and is moving north, raising concerns of flash flooding. In Columbia, South Carolina, officials expressed relief the storm shifted north a bit, saving them from even more rain and high winds.
We dodged a bullet, to be honest with you, but I think we were really prepared for the worst, and we ended up in the best situation we could.
Officials say a suspected tornado killed at least 1 person in North Carolina and damaged multiple homes. The storm is expected to make its way up to the northeast by the weekend. A full year after the massive Lahaina fire, heartache remains present across the Hawaiian island of Maui. Fox News' Sean Langill takes a closer look at recovery efforts and how a housing shortage is sparking fears this historic town may lose even more of the community members that make it whole.
Thursday marks 1 year since the deadly Lahaina wildfire decimated the historic Hawaiian town, wiping out thousands of buildings and claiming more than 100 lives.
The first year was about survival. The second year will be about rebuilding. And there will be thousands of homes built now. These houses are some of the first.
Still, many across the devastated West Maui community say they are struggling to build back. It's estimated about 1,500 households have left for other Hawaiian islands or states on the mainland. Residents are worried more people will be forced to leave due to a lack of affordable and available housing.
When you start to see mass exodus of the people, you start to change the fabric of Hawaii. And that's what's at stake.
The state has been building transitional units and working to change laws to convert short-term vacation properties into long-term rentals. A more than $4 billion settlement to resolve hundreds of wildfire lawsuits has been reached, but work to distribute the funds to help spark more recovery still needs to be done.
We want to see everyone heal, and we know it's going to take so much time.
Debris removal teams, meanwhile, say the work has been fast because of the dedication of the local workforce.
Between 70 and 80% of our labor force come from this island, and so they are vested in this recovery and seeing their Lahaina town have the opportunity to grow back into its former greatness.
Even the town's iconic 151-year-old banyan tree, which had roughly half of its branches die from the fire's heat, continues bouncing back with help from local experts.
Represents the resiliency of the community as a whole.
Sean Langill, Fox News.
Well, a bit later, we'll see how police in Springfield are making sure folks at the at the birthplace of Route 66 Festival stay safe.
Well, temperatures are cooling off in the next coming days, plus we have rain chances. Fortunately, not tonight. Let's go ahead and take a look outside downtown Joplin from the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. We did get some showers earlier today. I know I got rained on out near Joplin. It was pretty nice. A nice change of pace. I know we needed the rain. We're not quite in a drought conditions, but we are in those dry conditions inching towards a drought. So I'm glad we have all these rain chances, but tonight we're mostly dry. We do have a few clouds still in the area, maybe an isolated shower or two, but not much else going on. Tomorrow, we're going to remain pretty cool. We also have the chance for a shower tomorrow night as well. But as you can see, little to no risk for heat in those northern counties. Still, maybe a minor risk in the southern counties with temperatures still in the upper 80s. But upper 80s in August is still fantastic. I know we're all excited about it. Then we move into Saturday. Little to no risk across any of the counties. So we do see that drop in temperatures, plus a lot more rain chances on Saturday. So definitely going to have a nice cool day Saturday. Not at all going to feel like August. But then on Sunday, temperatures do start to climb back up. However, we've also got more rain chances on Sunday. So pretty much every day this weekend and into next week, we're going to have rain chances. Not a heavy amount of rain, not a ton of accumulation, but still any rain is good rain. Temperatures tomorrow, 80 in Nevada, 78 in Iola, 77 in Yates Center. Southern counties still getting a little bit warmer, 86 in Bonita, 86 in Grove, 87 in Bella Vista. But Joplin, about 81, 82, 83. Pittsburgh, 81. Then we move into Saturday. Like I said, even cooler temperatures getting up to about 82 in Joplin, 81, Pittsburgh, Fort Scott, 88 Center. So everybody is going to be in the lower 80s. You can see Monette's still about 79, but highest temperature that I see on this map right now is 83 degrees, and it's August. That's blowing my mind right now. We did have possible shower or two still remaining, but likely going to stay dry. Then we move into Friday. This is Friday afternoon. We're going to see possible showers pushing in. Models are not so coherent on this, so we may not see much on Friday. Definitely a few clouds and cooler temperatures, but mainly definitely going to see some rain further into the weekend. Starting Saturday morning, a few showers in our southern counties in Oklahoma, Washington County, Nowata County. Those continue to push in, possibly reaching Joplin, but you can see it's pretty patchy. So we're going to have some scattered showers in those southern counties, but isolated in these central counties. Not much going on in those northern counties. This is till about mid-morning on Saturday. Now, we've got heavier amounts of rain on Sunday, so little accumulation Saturday, but then comes Sunday. Accumulation up to an inch, inch and a half, maybe even 2 inches, especially out in the western counties where they're receiving the most consistent rainfall. But that doesn't end there. More rain Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Temperatures do glide back from the low 80s to the mid 90s. By the end of next week, temperatures return to about average for August, unfortunately.
I don't want them to go back to average. I like them in the 80s.
At least they're not going to be above average. So that's true. The bright side.
In the meantime, enjoy these evenings in the 60s because it's amazing.
Definitely.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. Well, Paris Olympic organizers are striving to cut the carbon footprint from their games in half compared to 2012's London Games and the 2016 Games in Rio. Their efforts have been helped by using many pre-existing facilities as sports venues, as well as by using renewable energy. But officials are also hoping their work with food banks can drive down waste and serve as sustainable inspiration for future Olympics. Fox's Chris DeMeo reports.
It takes a lot of food to nourish Olympians so they can properly compete. Still, even professional athletes only have so much room in their stomachs. But in a race to make this year's Paris Summer Games one of the most sustainable in history, French officials have implemented efforts to prevent produce from going to waste.
Carrots, we have some apples here already cut out. We have some buckets of fruit salads.
Organizers partnered with food banks and other groups to have uneaten cuisine from athletes, staff, and spectators be collected and handed out to those in need.
We have boxes of different products, meat, fish. The second is more of a prepared dish, and the other is the butter, egg, cheese.
Throughout the days, volunteers from organizations arrive at Olympic sites and round up items, mostly fruits, vegetables, and prepared meals. Many then give the supplies to other charities to help the food reach as many people as possible.
For this warehouse here in Gennevilliers, we've received about 15 tons, and overall, with the other warehouse in Paris, about 30 tons.
Some of the collected food is also sent to stores that specialize in selling highly discounted goods.
We take advantage of this place because it helps us. It helps us enormously. For us, people who don't earn much for a family that's suffering, we come here to get food for the month. Instead of buying from an expensive shop, we buy cheaper here.
When food is sent to landfills, scientists say it breaks down and releases climate-damaging methane gas. French officials hope their efforts inspire future Olympic host countries to enact similar practices. Chris DeMeo, Fox News.
Well, coming up in sports, an all-state softball player from Columbus makes her college commitment. Plus, Missouri high school basketball games may include a shot clock next year. John Dales has those stories and more up next.
Hey, welcome into sports. I'm John Dales. Columbus softball was one of the best teams in Southeast Kansas this season, evident by its several all-state selections. And this week, one of those all-state performers makes her college commitment. Columbus rising senior Haley Ediger announces on Twitter she's committing to Hutchinson Community College to continue her softball career. As a junior, Ediger was an honorable mention all-state performer from the Kansas Softball Coaches Association and received second-team all-state honors from Sports in Kansas. Well, high school basketball season still several months away, but here in the 4 states, big news this week for Missouri schools. The Missouri State High School Activities Association takes a step towards implementing a shot clock. The Missouri State High School Activities Association Board of Directors approved an allowance for a 35-second shot clock, which means it can be used in boys and girls basketball, regular season varsity tournaments, and shootout style events. There are minimum requirements that need to be met by the host venue in order to use a shot clock. These games have to be officiated by a 3-person crew. There needs to be a dedicated shot clock operator at the scorer's table who's not keeping score or doing any other activities. And shot clocks must be permanently mounted and installed prior to the game taking place. Again, this is only for tournaments in the regular season or shootout style events where there are a minimum of 8 different teams participating, at least 4 games played on one day. Host schools can request approval for the use of a shot clock by reaching out to Misha at least 10 days prior to when they want to use it. Switching gears to baseball, the Outlaws close out the regular season this weekend in Sherman, Texas. This game really doesn't mean much for them. They've already clinched a playoff spot, but Joplin trails 6-3 in the top of the 9th inning. These two teams play twice more before the league's top 4 teams begin the postseason on Tuesday. Over to the 2024 Olympics in Paris, Team USA men's basketball has not failed to qualify for the gold medal game since 2004. Now this afternoon, that streak was in serious jeopardy as the Americans trailed Serbia for the majority of their semifinal. But Team USA pulls off a big-time comeback and wins 95-91 to punch its ticket into the gold medal game against France. Serbia held a 13-point lead entering the 4th quarter, but Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and Steph Curry, the 3 of them, took over down the stretch. Serbia connected on 15 three-pointers through the first 3 quarters, but hit 0 in the final quarter of the game. That's it for sports. Back with more news after this.
The birthplace of Route 66 Festival, one of the largest events of the year in the Ozarks, opened tonight in Springfield. This year's theme is Get Your Motor Running. Nicolette Zangara shows us how organizers are putting safety at the top of their priority list with so many fans and cars.
So if you go online to the festival website, you can see where the parking map is, and it will show you all of the different free public parking that there is surrounding the festival. And you can catch a shuttle, not just to festival activities, but also if you're just going downtown for dinner. You can catch a shuttle and get really close to whatever activity you're going to.
Cora Scott says this might be a big attendance year for the festival, considering heat won't be a part of it. On an average year, over the 3-day period, 50,000 to 60,000 people come out to the festival.
It is a mile-long footprint, so it's a lot of people, but it's not what you would call shoulder-to-shoulder crowded. And you can get around pretty easily.
This festival includes classic cars, a parade, and talent show. It takes a full year to plan, and staff members have prepared for just about every potential hazard. Organizers set up an on-site dispatch service with police, fire, and ambulance services on standby.
In addition to Springfield Police Department, who of course will be on site and helping with particularly the parade, we have a lot of private security hired for the festival as well. So that way we make sure that the rest of Springfield is safe while we have this big event going on.
The festival runs through Saturday in downtown Springfield. Well, coming up, we'll learn about all the new movies releasing in theaters and on streaming this week. Action, horror, and comedy are all part of what's new in theaters and streaming this week. Here's Fox's Ashley Dvorkin.
Video game-inspired action, a book-to-screen adaptation, and a cuckoo horror thriller are part of this week's new releases. The action-packed video game-inspired sci-fi Borderlands is in theaters. Written and directed by Eli Roth, the cast includes Cate Blanchett, Kevin Hart, Jack Black, and Jamie Lee Curtis. Its story follows a bounty hunter and her unlikely team of heroes on a mission to find a missing girl and uncover one of her planet's most explosive secrets.
What's your name?
Lily. The bestseller turned drama It Ends With Us is led by Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, with Baldoni directing. Lively plays Lily Bloom, who overcomes a traumatic childhood and follows her dream of opening a new business in Boston. There, she sparks an intense connection with a charming neurosurgeon, but begins to see sides reminiscent of her parents' relationship.
I haven't heard about you.
The horror thriller Cuckoo stars Hunter Schafer and Dan Stevens. It centers around a 17-year-old who reluctantly leaves America to live with her father at a resort in the German Alps, where strange noises and bloody visions lead to a shocking family secret.
What's your first job?
I know what I'm doing.
A little late for a career change, ain't it? Be 60?
Apple TV Plus adds the Boston set action comedy The Instigators by director Doug Liman. Matt Damon and Casey Affleck star as a desperate father and ex-con on a heist gone wrong after teaming up to rob a corrupt politician.
And smile!
On Netflix, The Umbrella Academy is back with the Hargreaves siblings scattered and their timeline reset in this fourth and final season. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
That's our time for tonight. Thanks for joining us. We're going to leave you with video of Pata's monkeys at a zoo in New York. Have a great night and an even better tomorrow.